I said, do you understand what I'm saying? And he said to me, Miss Laura, you just want to be my friend, that's it? And I said, well, yeah. I said, of course. And with that, he stood up, he put his hand out, and he said to me, Miss Laura, a deal is a deal. And that night, we shook hands and solidified a bond on trust that would grow for a quarter of a century. That evening, our conversation reminded me of one of my most favorite Ernest Hemingway quotes. The best way to find out if you can trust someone is to trust them. So simple, yet so profound. By inviting Maurice to my home, he now knew he could trust me. And I learned that I could trust my new little found friend. You see, friendship is something so many of us take for granted. But for children like Maurice, and so many underprivileged children in America, having a trusted friend, or someone that you can depend on, that is supporting you, is not part of their complicated lives. Over the months, we continued to see each other on Monday, and whenever possible on weekends. Maurice loved hanging out at my apartment. People would say, how can you leave him in your apartment without you being there? I knew I could, because I trusted him. And there was that jug of spare change, which he had a very hard time comprehending, that I had enough money to be able to save spare change. But Maurice was smart enough to know not to touch it. He knew he had a good thing, and he was not about to tempt his fate. Then one Saturday, he called on my lobby phone. He said he was hungry, so we went to lunch. I found out again that he had not had anything to eat in a few days. So I told him we needed to figure it out. I said, I can give you money on Monday nights, or if you prefer, we'll go to the supermarket, I'll buy you all the things you love to eat, I'll make you lunch, I'll leave it with my doorman, and on your way to school, you can swing by and you can pick it up. Maurice looked at me and he said to me, Miss Laura, you make me lunch, you're going to put it in a brown paper bag. Now this time he threw me a curveball. I was like, do you want your lunch in a brown paper bag? You don't want it in a brown paper bag? He said to me, I don't want your money. I want my lunch in a brown paper bag, because when kids come to school and they have their lunch in a brown paper bag, that means someone cares about them. So, some of the greatest blessings in our lives come in the simplest forms. And it's most often that these unexpected blessings are when we decide to go beyond our own self and beyond our own world and look at what is right in front of us. Our story is one that emphasizes the power of friendship and how we all have the ability to help another person. Hopefully today will remind all of you to never take advantage of your own invisible thread connections. Now, high school can be a lot of fun, but I also know that you deal with so many stresses throughout the year and throughout the day. So when life gets tough, always keep your faith. It is your faith that will get you through your difficult days, and it is your faith that will bring you back to your good days. Remember, nothing in life ever stays the same. So a bad day today will become a good day tomorrow. And sometimes, difficult times in your life are just part of your life's journey. Over the months, I was teaching Maurice how to use a fork and knife, how to make chocolate chip cookies, and most importantly, how to even blow his nose. My new little found friend was giving me a new perspective on my own life. He gave me the most amazing gift, the chance to look at my own childhood in a very different light. Maurice taught me how when you give kindness without expecting anything in return, you can receive the most beautiful and most valuable gifts of all. In fact, there's a psychologist, and her name is Dr. Atkins, and what she said is that kindness is contagious. The joy and the good feeling that one gets when you are kind to another person makes you want to do it over and over again. It's the best high out there. It's called a helper's high. So I would like to thank all of you for this amazing, amazing opportunity today. I can't begin to express what an honor and how much I appreciate it. And in our first session, I was mentioning about small acts of kindness. And Shane said to me, I loved your book. And can I tell you about a story? So I said, sure. And so, of course, I made him get up and tell the story. And then, of course, I invited him back to tell the story again. So Shane, if you wouldn't mind coming up here.
This book inspires me a lot. Every morning, my mom drives me to school halfway, and I have to walk the rest. And I pass this elderly gentleman who looks really lonely, and he usually just keeps walking, and I sometimes see him on the way back from school. So one time I brought him breakfast, and this morning I made a sandwich and brought him that and coffee. And he smiled and hugged me and said that we're going to be great friends, and made me feel good.
So that is a perfect example of how one small act of kindness can make an enormous difference. That poor elderly man today will not only not be hungry all day, but he'll think of this kind boy that stopped to give him a sandwich and a cup of coffee. So acts of kindness, please remember, come in all different forms. Thank you, Shane, for sharing that this morning, for coming back. Q&A. Questions? Anybody have questions?
Laura, thank you very much. Guys, if you have questions, just raise your hand. We're going to come up and down the rows. But before we ask questions to Laura, I have a question for you guys. Who do you see, what actress do you see playing Laura? If they make this into a movie, what actress do you see? Jennifer Aniston. Jennifer Garner, maybe? What about Maurice? Who do you see playing Maurice?